Good morning. Welcome to IndianTelevision.com's Conversations with Anil Wanvari. I was actually thinking of calling off this episode where I would, the reason, a close associate of ours in TV production, Kunmeet Makkar, the CEO of the Film and TV Producers Guild, remember the Apsara Awards? Passed away this morning, very, very sadly. He had a massive heart attack. In the last 2 days, we've had the demise of two stalwarts of the Indian acting fraternity, Rishi Kapoor and Irfan Khan. But then I decided, like all of these people have said, the show must go on. And therefore, I decided to go on with this episode, and we dedicated this episode to Kulmeet, Rishi, and to Irfan. Our guest for today needs no introduction. He's India's most recognized food name, having pioneered the entire chef-led food movement in India for more than 2 decades. His name sells kitchen appliances under the One Chef brand, scores of different products which he endorses. He spawns 70 restaurants. He runs a food channel. His social outlets online have billions of followers. He has even been awarded a Padma Shri. If there's one name which spells food in India, it is Sanjeev Kapoor. Welcome, Sanjeev.
Thank you.
Awesome. Yeah, welcome. I guess most of us have got used to live in the lockdown state that we have been in the past month or so. This is our normal now. Chatting on WhatsApp, Slack, Zoom, Microsoft Teams, and what about the digital communication tools we have? What has Sanjeev Kapoor been busy with since the lockdown? Sanjeev Kapoor the chef, Sanjeev Kapoor the brand, Sanjeev Kapoor the entrepreneur, and Sanjeev Kapoor the social face. First, let's talk to Sanjeev Kapoor the chef. So how have you taken the SARS-CoV-2 virus, the lockdown, the passing away of so many people due to the killer pandemic? And of course, of two actors in the past 3 or 4 days of Irfan Khan and Rishi Kapoor?
Sure. Thank you, Anil, for having me on this show. Naturally, it's very sad what we have been going through, and I think in recent past, this morning or last 2 days, demise of people that you know, that always is very discomforting. And anywhere and everywhere in the world, you hear sad news and all of that. I think that's become, in some sense, probably a part of life. But still, as you said that you're doing this show because the show must go on. I think the life must go on, and that's all of us. We are doing that, and we are trained to do that because it's not only us as a person. We are a family. We are employers. We are friends, and we are social people who have responsibilities. There's a responsibility towards everyone, including the society. So we have to fulfill those responsibilities. We cannot run away from that. And being in food, food is an essential item, and in that, if our restaurants are shut, that does not mean that we'll stop cooking. Along with the Taj Group of Hotels, we have been supplying food to many hospitals all across India. And those numbers, let's say for Bombay, we are supplying with Taj food to about 45,000 people every day. Same is the case in Delhi and in Bangalore. And apart from that, I've been making sure that more and more people cook food and give food to people who need. Could be migrant workers, could be people on the street, could be police people, could be people in need in general. So that's how I would say when the lockdown started, that's what kept me most busy. And then naturally there are obligations that are there as an employer. So you have to look after the people that you have. And then you have businesses. So we have our TV channel, the FoodFood, that's up and running. We have our digital assets where a lot of content is there. And in last few weeks, if any consumption that has grown, it's not only people that are cooking food at home. Everyone is doing that. But how do they cook food? They need someone, they need a guide. And that's where our content comes into play, be it our TV channel, be it our digital channels, or me doing live shows and making sure that we do hand-holding for people. We actually filmed a show from my kitchen where my wife and my daughters, they turned into sound and camera people, and we did a show, and it was separated by distance, connected, but connected by food.
I watched that. You brought your mother into that episode.
So that's right. So we've been doing that, and because food has been selling, there's been a lot of demand for reaching out to consumers of food products. And whose door do they knock? They knock doors of food experts like myself. So I can tell you that in all of this, I've been more busy. I haven't watched any episode on any Netflix, TV, nothing. I haven't had time. So I wake up in the morning, and today I have different sessions, starting with this with you on Indian television, Anil, and then I'm speaking to hotel management students at 12:30. Then I have 2 sessions in the evening. I can tell you that lockdown has made me more busy, because probably I am involved with the most basic need, which is food.
Great. And, you have lots of friends in the chef world. How have they taken this? The entire pandemic and the lockdown and, the way we've changed the way we live, the new normal.
Yeah. So naturally, I think there are a few things that are affected. And I think whenever there is, I think there are new things keep on happening, and there comes a time when there is some kind of a catalyst that brings about a change. And some people, for a very long time, they keep on resisting. I remember a very good photographer who resisted digital cameras to begin with. I would push him. I said, don't resist this, adopt this technology. And one fine day he did that, and he always thanks me. He's a big photographer. And he thanks me, says, I would have always say that, no, the color saturation in that is, the film is so much better and all of that. And he says, if you are not pushed, I would not change my ways. And today, for normal people, camera is not needed. It's the mobile phone, and I can have from my mobile phone, this phone can give you broadcast quality. I can film from this. That's how life's changing. I can do slow-mos, I can do high-speed shots, I can do so many things. So in restaurant business, I think people will not stop eating. People, the need for them to eat is there. Need for them to eat food which is differentiated is not gone away. Where they eat, how they eat may change, which means that the skills are still required. If you want to eat a Rumali roti, you want to eat that, you cannot cook at home. You still need skilled people to do that. You may, it's just that it earlier was available to you where you had to go out, and so it was socializing and eating out. So there were 2 needs that were being fulfilled. It may, for some time, it may change, where you may start creating restaurants at home, and people will come to your house and they'll say, okay, I'll make this for you. I'll do everything in your comfort of your house with everything given. You give me the ingredients, I will do this for you. So I've been advising people in the restaurant industry that start looking at how do you bring in new concept, new thoughts, and also this is time to look at what was wrong in the industry. So for example, I know that the fixed cost in our industry, in restaurant industry, were very, very high, especially in India. Was not. I used to work in New Zealand, and the staff was not a fixed cost for us. Everything was on call. Everybody was on call, and we could say, okay, you have worked for 4 hours. It's not busy. You go, you stay. We can't do that here. So I'm saying that most of the restaurants, they should look at how they can convert, actually not restaurant, I would say most businesses, how can they look at compensation based on the work that is being done? Create models which work on variable cost model. Everything should turn to variable cost model, and that's more efficient, and that's how more businesses will be able to survive, including real estate. It should be directly proportional to the kind of business that you are getting, and the real estate people should have the choice that this brand is not performing, they can change that. But it's something. It's I've been saying this even in advertising. There should be a mechanism where people will say that, okay, this is the benefit I got by advertising like this. It should not be something that's shot in the dark. And people today, I have a TV channel, right? So people say general entertainment channel and a channel, specialty channel like FoodFood, the viewership rate should be the same. That's like saying a general practitioner and a heart surgeon should charge the same, because you know what? It's the same thing. It does not work like that. But our media has not understood this. Clients suffer because of that. I think all businesses, this is the time to change. This is the time to respect, I think, each and every person, all specialities. This is the time to create models which will last, which are fair. It is not just that the restaurant industry may suffer. No, it will reinvent. It will change. It is not. People have not stopped taking photographs. It's just that was outdated model. Maybe people from, and I said this about 3 years ago, and people said that you own a TV channel and still you say this. And I'm saying, no, death of TV is coming, right? And I think it's not that consumption. So let me give you some data. Consumption of our digital assets, consumption of content in last month has doubled, more than doubled, right? And on TV also it has increased. But look at the way world is still living in the whole thing. One of the DTH suppliers, DTH operators, we wrote down, you know what, there's no advertising that's coming into TV and you're asking for carriage fee. We are not in a position to pay carriage fee. And what do we get? I see a ticker that food would be discontinued from this date. Now, do you think that people will stop watching content on food? No, they would not. They would shift. But either you can say that I am going to be like the photographer friend who did not want to change and lose, or say, no, I will change. So I think it's like shedding of the skin by snake. I think it's time to shed skin, and it's once you do that, it's not end of the world. It's time that we are getting to reinvent. Resistance that we were showing to many things, we were holding on. We were saying that, this is how it is. No, things change. We were resisting that environment needs our intervention now, and that intervention is coming. Businesses need they need to reinvent. There are many businesses, they will, and that's how the churn always happens. And that churn, good, bad, ugly. Is this the way to do it? Not always that's the way. But if you're pushed to the wall, I think humanity or the human race had pushed world to the wall. And in that, there is a churn that is going to happen. And I hope and pray that the loss of life is minimal in this churn, and people survive better. And they remain healthy, and there's a learning for all of us.
Yeah, so actually, very good insights. You've run ahead of me in questions, but nonetheless, we'll continue that conversation. I actually asked you how your chef friends have taken it. Are they thinking similarly? Vikas, Hemant Oberoi, and all of them?
Yeah, so I've been talking to a few of them. As I said, that quite honestly, I've been really, really busy. It's not that I have, but Vikas, I did speak to him. He's continuing with his humanitarian work, because I think it's a time where if we are saying, okay, there's a pause in business of cooking, that does not mean that food is not needed. And if we are able people, what can we do? We can cook. We can still continue to feed people, and that's what we've been focusing on. And I think people are concerned, definitely concerned. But people are also looking at opportunities in this. And I spoke to a set of chefs yesterday, and they all are looking at how we can look at what the opportunities are. And I was sharing this with them, that this is probably the best time to anyone who's working to become an entrepreneur, especially in our industry. This is the time to create opportunities where, so I was talking to students to become chefs and said, how can we become entrepreneurs? I said, you know what, start with your home. Maybe go to your mom and say that, okay, let's cook up pickle together. This is mango season. And you have so many WhatsApp groups. Just say that, okay, this is my grandmother's recipe. I'm making this special pickle. If you want to place orders, just do that and supply that pickle from your mom's recipe. What it will do is it will teach you how to, your college may not have taught you how to make this pickle. You will learn, you will get a skill, and you will convert that into an opportunity. And maybe at the end of 1 week, you'll end up with maybe 5,000 rupees that you would have made. And that's a start. That starts, you start to learn. I think chefs by nature are very hardworking people, and they are used to they are used to adversities. Also, it's not that they are not. So if there is anyone in hospitality who can take a downturn with a brave face, I think it's the chef fraternity.
Well said. Yeah. So, what has this lockdown taught you as a chef, which you didn't, which your culinary journey did not teach you so far? What has it taught you?
Yeah, so fortunately, I would say, I for one, I was lucky that I had understood I had understood how to look at different aspects, not only look at the 5-star thing, but focus on other aspects also. Fortunately, my journey has been such that I was able to do that. I think one thing that I have learned during this, and that's what I put together very quickly when this lockdown started, that the collective power, the whole world is saying that hospitality, tourism, they are in down and dumps, they will not survive. But let me tell you, the Restaurant Association, National Restaurant Association of India, so this is a dialogue that started, and everyone was saying, okay, we have no money to pay, we have nothing to salaries we can't pay rent, and everyone was for first 1 week, but then everyone started to come together. And let me tell you, today over 50 lakh meals have been funded for and supplied by restaurants, and that's something which people people are saying that you are doomed. This is what they are doing. They are not crying. So what I learned is that the power of this industry, power of people that's there in this is phenomenal. And with this kind of positivity, can you keep them down? Can coronavirus keep them down? No. They will come out stronger, more agile, more smart. And I would say that in some sense, my learning is that I probably underestimated my fellow people who worked in restaurants, but salute to them. I think they're doing a fab job by staying up and being brave. And actually, people have been staying at home. But when you do this, when you have to cook food, you have to go to the kitchen. You have to get supplies. You have to deliver. You have to do everything. It's not just staying at home and watching something on TV or on the phone or everything. They're actually front-line workers. And that's what I think has taught me that our industry is, people may not be praising them as yet. People may not be throwing the flowers on them the way they may be doing on the medical fraternity or this. But let me tell you, there are many unsung heroes, and the hospitality professionals may be one of them.
Fantastic. I mean, that's a great insight you've given us now. Now, you said it's a very resilient sector, the chef and the food and the hospitality sector. But going forward, like you said earlier, the traditional business model of the restaurant is going to change because the coronavirus, this COVID 2019 is going to continue longer than what we expected. We don't know when it's going to end. We don't have a target date. We don't know whether there's going to be a second wave even if we open up, because the previous Spanish flu had 2 waves and the second wave had more casualties than the first wave.
Sure.
So, what do you see the traditional business restaurant model, changing into?
Right. So definitely, as I said, that the need for people to eat will not change. How they eat will probably change. So it is something that people are happy to eat in, but food is something that they want, that there are skills needed in that, and there's a taste and all of that. So eating in will grow, but restaurant style food, so meal kits is something that will come in a big way, where you get everything to your doorstep and you can cook that food. So there's ingredients that are there. There are certain things that are prepped for you, and you can cook it at home. And you can get recipe cards. There would be people like us who will make videos. We would we already starting our meal kit program where we have already worked on the tech where you can have a cook along recipe on Alexa. You can get the meal kit. There's a QR code. You get all the ingredients. There is a recipe card. There is a cook along with that on Alexa, and it's hand holding. So it's just changing the model, and also the opportunities for people who work in this industry. Currently, they were not looking at opportunities like sectors. So today, I closely work with Akshay Patra, where we serve close to about 1.8 million, 18 lakh meals every day. There's a large kitchen. They are not kitchen. There are 50 large kitchens. There's food being prepared even today. Till today, till yesterday, 3.1 crore meals have been cooked in this lockdown. And every day, lakhs of meals are being cooked. And currently, the restaurant industry was not looking at sector like that. That's also an opportunity. And that's something that attracts. So Akshay Patra as an organization attracts interns from top universities in the world, including Harvard, Stanford. They attract people from Big Four from the world, and our top colleges don't even go there. Our Culinary Institute people don't go there. So these are the opportunities which are there. Food service solutions, which need people who understand processes, who understand taste. So today you want to eat Thai food at home. You want to get something. You are a vegetarian. You don't want a Thai paste from Thailand which has shrimps and fish curry in it. You want an Indian solution which is vegetarian, but yet you want it authentic. Has to be done in India. Has to be done by Indian people. It has to be can be done by Indian chefs. It's something you want to have a chocolate mousse at home. It's something has to be done. There are many people in bakery, cakes and all. We saw that that's something that started a couple of years ago. But that will shift to many other things that people will start doing it from home, and there are skills required for that. And there are skilled people who can do that. Food service, there will be many solutions. Pharma companies. So I work with pharma companies very closely. Do you realize that their medicines, if they tasted good, what bliss it would be? But nobody has ever worked. So we work with pharma companies. We say that, okay, if we can do something, the efficacy of medicine is you understand, taste is something that we can, and that's something. There are nutraceuticals that are there. There are functional foods that are there, which need to be healthy yet tasty. Because otherwise, people don't want boring things. I remember when I started working with Daawat, we had, I said, no, let's do more brown rice. Let's do more brown rice. Let's do that. And we have today one of the best brown rice, basmati rice that's there in the country, and it sells really well. The problem was, okay, how do we work on the taste? How do we work on cooking time? Now there's a process which is, but there's intervention of an expert in that. So many industries need that intervention. Even in let's say media side, on content side, can anyone make food shows? Can anyone? Not all recipes are equal. Not everything that you would make would actually turn out good, because there is specialization. So this is time for specialists, and there's enough and more opportunity. It's just that we have to keep our ears and eyes open. I have done it always, and I've always encouraged people in our industry to look at beyond the standard option. Now they may be forced to look at them.
I understand. Sanjeev, we've kind of, it's opportunities for brands like you, people who've really worked hard and have been pioneers. But the restaurant, look at the corner restaurant, Udupi. People are going to be there'll be social distancing. Possibly, they may not. So is takeaway going to be the new norm? Meal kits are, of course, very big in Europe. I've seen a lot of these chefs doing meal kits. But there is a premium attached to that, and they're not cheap. The meal kits are expensive. So that's meant for the upper class of society. So unless we come up with business models here, which are amenable to India, and secondly, the Commoners Garden restaurant, which is run by this family-owned guy, and he has so many young people who've come from the districts, faraway districts, to get work. What is that business model going to look like, apart from big names like you?
Sure. So definitely small people. They are actually entrepreneurs. They are better fighters than us, I can tell you that. I still know that, so the society that we live in, there are still many employees that are there, which are security and other people. So for first few days of lockdown, each household said, okay, we will make one thing. But within 2 days, there were at least 5 people from close by restaurants who came in and said, you know what, you need food, we will give it to you, and this is the price at a very reasonable price. So they are better fighters than what we think that we are, right? They are already up and running. I can tell you, I have many restaurants who are owned by friends, and they are. So one of the restaurant initial days, he was saying, oh my God, this will happen. Today, he's supplying to a hospital, and he says, my sale is more than what I used to normally do. Now, so there would be two kind of people, one who would fight and one who would wait. And I would say that fighters would survive, they would revive faster, and people who would wait, they would find it difficult, but they would also get an opportunity. Would the world be saying no? I think delivery, as you said, is it going to be a new norm? For next 12 to 18 months, yes, it would be there. Definitely it would be there. But post that, we will have to see. But there's more hope than distress is what I can see as of now.
Fantastic. You mentioned a point about your channel.
Yes.
You said that there's no respect coming towards specialization.
Sure.
Again, that they want to have the same viewership. They want to have and of course the distribution, the DPOs. They want carriage fees. They don't understand that specialization, and people will move towards digital.
No, they have already moving.
Has life become easier after? Yeah.
Yeah. Has
life become easier post NT 2.0, or is it become? That's really not executed. What's been your challenge?
No, I don't think anything has changed. So that you have two choices: either you can go pay or you can go free, right? But nothing changes. Whether you are pay or you are free, carriage is a reality. And carriages, because you are small, you don't have the power. So they do the arm twisting of the smaller channels, and that is continued. We have not seen any barring one or two big people. So let's say I have a lot of respect for Tata Sky. I think they understand specialty, and they have been great partners with us. And I think now with Jio coming in, who have been our partners, and I see hope for specialty. But the old school, the way most people think, they have stayed there. They have not changed. And I can predict that specialty would bring in more premium, which is always the case with anything, be it content, be it. So just give you one. So today, the fee that we would charge for our social media post would be something that we would charge for one post is probably 10 times more than what people would be willing to pay for a channel like ours for maybe 1 week's advertising. So already we are getting that.
Can you elaborate on this, please?
Okay.
A little more.
So for example, if you were to look at how the TV revenues work is on the specialty. So you may charge, let's say 500 for 10-second spot, or 1,000 per second for 10-second spot, right? And for a post on social media, which may be, let's say, a community of 5 million community only on, let's say, Facebook. And on that, we know that the target of that reach may be still limited. So your channel may reach 40 million homes. Facebook community has 5 million. But the viewership, the way it is, the way people are consuming and all of that, a Facebook community which is targeted digital, people understand it's specialized, and they would not say that, oh, we will do it on, it's something we need this kind of focus. We will go to anyone. No, we want to go to specialized community. And we know that you are targeting it very well. That post, for someone to give for one post 5 lakh rupees would be like this. Wow. Whereas for 5 lakh on TV advertising for a specialty channel, they would say, okay, what kind of this is there? What is there? I think that is something which premiumization of specialty has already started on digital, and all the cream digital assets are taking. TV is not understanding that, and this shift is happening. I think for general kind of shot in the dark, where you need something which is big bulk, where you don't need focus. I think general channels, does it make sense? Does Doordarshan make a big sense? I think that is where it is. But other than that, I think specialties game is not understood very well by everyone. I would say on when it comes to TV, it's a level playing field, which is, it does not make sense to me.
Yeah, but if you see, the premium video on demand in the US, right now, Troll Hunters was released. It raised close to, I think, $100 million. They couldn't release it theatrically. And so they said, let's do a premium video on demand initiative. And that they managed to raise as much box office as they would have done in week 1 in theaters. Now that caused the theaters to get upset. So now if, but at the, we do not have so many, we have a lot of handsets out there, but data usage is growing. Jio has offered the cheaper pricing and all that. But TV in the last month has shown that it's not going away. It's actually growing.
Not true. Not in specialty. So let me give you some numbers. So our digital assets consumption on our YouTube. So let's look at a targeted YouTube.
Yeah, you have 1 billion views on YouTube, which is outstanding. Billion views.
No, but let's look at the monthly consumption. So that has doubled. TV is not doubled. So understand that there are new viewers, there are new users that are coming in, but some may be coming in for TV also. So I'll give you one example. So my mom, she's 80 years old, right? She has a TV, and she's the biggest consumer of TV in our house. But let me tell you, her consumption, and this has happened in last 10 days, not when lockdown started. She is consuming more food content on her phone. Remember, I am her son. I have a channel which is there, and she's still consuming on her phone. She never did that. She never did that before this lockdown. And that change is something which has happened like this. I'm seeing it in my house, forget anything. And I have data, right? I know that data where the month on month, 100% increase. Would it come down? Yes, it will, right? It will come down. That's fine.
CPMs are terrible on YouTube right now. CPMs aren't so good. CPMs aren't so good.
Oh, 100. Are they good on TV?
Not really.
Exactly.
No.
So if I were to look at both scenarios, the rates on both, in any case, the way, even if somebody wants to see our content on TV, we have to depend on somebody that, okay, whether we are on or not. Today we don't know it's there or not. If we pay the money, somebody will see. We may not get the advertising revenue, but we still have to pay the carriage fee. And even in a lockdown situation where everyone is saying that, okay, be compassionate, there's a ticker that goes, which says that food will not be available. Now, do you think that's when people want to know how to cook? This is how the industry should be?
Absolutely.
I think it's nonsensical if you ask me.
Governments have said that you should make entertainment and even occupational channels available with people.
But have they ever listened to the government? Does any action happen to them? Nothing. They may have their own ways, but I think it's something which we still believe in power of content. We believe that content of high quality we will survive, and distribution mechanism which are fair we will partner with them.
So which platforms are you on right now? Which DPOs are carrying you? Is it Hathaways, the Dens, who's carrying you right now? I mean, is it Tata Sky, Dish?
Yeah, we are on Tata Sky. We are definitely on.
What about Airtel and Dish?
So we are there on Airtel. No, Dish we were never there, but now with the new change, we may be there. Who knows?
What about the cable side?
On cable side, we are on City Cable. We are there on City Cable, and on many smaller.
But not on the GTPLs, not the Hathaways.
No, we are on GTPL. We are on GTPL. Part of Hathaway, we are there. Part of Then we are there. We are there. So wherever there is, I think because it's not at the maybe the company level, but at the JV level where they see that pull, where they see that we are there, because we say that we don't pay. We are on Fastway. We don't pay carriage. We can't afford as a small TV channel. We cannot afford.
So there was a talk, I'm going to come to that, of you integrating once with Discovery, but that didn't work out. Are you still open to those plans of being part of a larger bouquet?
Oh yeah. See, I think it makes sense. It gives us the power of reach. That's something which is there. But so let's look at, we have been on, so Jio currently is not been part of Bark, right? Okay.
Yes.
We have been on that platform. It's something we know what kind of numbers we do from but that's not reflected on Bark or OTT platforms that we are part of. So we understand the consumption is very good. It's just that the mechanics of measurement, the way it's there, it is not managed or the control is in hands of big players, right? So if we are part of a big bouquet or big group, would it help content reach more in a more democratic way? Yes, it would. Would it help viewers? Would it help us? Yes, it would. It definitely would. But till then, am I going to sit and cry? No. I'm going to open more areas of reach. I'm going to create bigger. So for example, and I've been saying this for a few years, people said on print content on print, and I said, our content is not free. because you will not give me advertising for free. You cannot say that I am this and you give me content. So I made this rule many years ago, and today I can say that it's not of relevance. It's not of relevance because our content needs a multimedia approach. Today, the reach that we have through Alexas of the world, we have a full team of AI and ML we have built into our content, which no player, forget in this country, we are global leaders in this. So we understand what we are doing. We will continue with our this thing. We will continue with the way the world is. We will continue to fight, and we may complain also, but it's not that we will say that, we will give up. No, we will not give up. If there's an opportunity to join hands with someone big, we would love that.
Okay, now until then, how do you deal with the advertising community, which has forsaken television to a large extent, apart from Doordarshan? Because, so how do you deal with that? Your revenues must be down close to 60-70% by now, because actually your revenue should be up because your channel is teaching people how to cook, which is an essential. Actually, food is essential.
Yeah,
but are your revenues up or are they down?
No, they are not. They are not because it's something. I mean, everything is cheap. See, people who are buying, they have to be told. So the way it is sold is that, I can get potatoes, or 1 quintal of potatoes for 200 rupees, for example. Then why should I buy avocados only 2 kilos? Let me eat potatoes. I don't want avocados. So people are currently eating potatoes. Okay. So so understand.
I've been wasting my time going to the market to buy avocados.
So let me tell you.
But I love avocados.
So I always give this example. For your heart, for your dental extraction, who do you go to? You go to a dentist. For your open heart surgery, would you go to someone? Would you put your life? It's just that brands, agencies, they say it's okay. It's not, life is not at stake. If we get it, it's okay. If it misses the target, it's okay. Because in any case, the measurement is not something that's transparent, right? So you are happy being in ke lag gaya tir to bhi theek hai, nahi laga tab bhi theek hai.
Because the old adage, 50% of my revenue is wasted, of my spend is wasted. I don't know which 50%.
So I'll give you an example. I run a company, Masterchef, right?
Yeah.
And we do advertising there. Let's see where we spend. We spend it in such a focused way. We don't advertise on TV. Why don't we advertise? Right? Can we afford? Of course we can afford.
You just got funding last year, how much? 70 million?
No. So, yeah, but see, that's not the point. It's not that we can spend. But why don't we? Because we have better mechanics of spending that. I know if I can convert that into sales. So we have this diktat in our company. The money that you spend, it cannot lead to direct sale. It's money not spent well. That's how sharply, and it's not the lockdown where everyone is now trying to be efficient, right? This is something that we started doing right from the beginning. We are saying, so that's why I say that variable cost model, right? So I am a brand ambassador for many brands.
Right.
You know, my first brand that I spoke to, I said, you know what? I don't want to take money from you if I cannot make better sales for you, right? So let's have a mechanism where your sale is X today. And if you take me and you keep all things constant, your marketing is same, everything is same. And by using me, if your sale increases, only then I deserve it. You do a percentage sale with me, a royalty kind of a thing.
How is it for you?
Sorry? No, it actually, nobody agreed on that, but that's something we do it in our company. So Wonderchef, I'm also a brand ambassador there, right? So it's not that I get a fixed fee from there. It is linked to sales. So in our company also, we say that, okay, if you are working, we link to money that we make. It's not what you are worth. Your worth to our business is important. You may be worth, but so if you are coming and joining with us, this is how we want to work. Because otherwise, and I can tell you, now people will wake up to those things, and it will start hurting people when people start to ask these questions that, oh, really? This is how would I be evaluated? This is the worth? This is how it is going to be? There are few. So let's look at professionals have always been doing that. So consulting companies, the partners, accounting companies, they've always been doing that. There are few agencies where there had been a lot of, I would say, flap. There has been a lot of inefficiency. And I would put hospitality into that also. Actually, for last year, a friend of mine who heads the Taj Group of hotels, he's the MD, he invited me to speak to the owner. And the only talk that I gave is that hospitality industry needs to be more efficient. They need to pay the staff more, yet be more efficient. And he said, I invited you to speak nice things. And I said, no, I would call a spade a spade. I think we need to build in more efficiency. I think the world is moving towards more real efficiency, and that's the need of the hour.
Great. I mean, coming back again, do we see a scenario where you actually move everything digitally, where you have, your Instagram has how many followers, your YouTube has a billion views, it has 5 million followers, your Facebook has 5 million followers. That's your personal Facebook, and your your FoodFood Facebook has close to 2 million. So what do we see happening to? I mean, in the scenario where you're so pained, I can sense the frustration that you're delivering a product. And how many hours of content do you have? Because the digital medium is short form content, your TVs, longer form shows, etc., which can now be put onto digital. But I don't think you put too many form shows onto digital. So where do we see you going from here? Do you see TV continuing for you as a specialist, or do you see you shifting more and more and surrendering your license at some stage? Or is that a vanity thing that you want to have?
No. So the way I see it is. The way I see it is the largeness of TV in minds of the consumer and brand. So why is it working? Because there is an inherent inefficiency that lies in the systems, in the minds of the people. So we would also play on that, right? It's not that we are running away. It's not that we are saying that, oh my God, this is something that we cannot deal with. No. We can deal with it. We understand that game also. It's just that I am not willing to play the game by the inefficient rules that are there. I'm saying that, okay, this is how it is. These are my rules. These are the rules that we want to play with. And in that, we are creating our own environment. We are creating, it's like what OTT players started to do, what threat that Netflix brought into the big studios of the world, right? What they did was they're building their own community, right? That's what we have been doing. And we are saying that tech is something which is the biggest driver for it. And in that, we are not shying away in investing. I am not willing to invest into the inefficient things. I'm willing to invest into the more efficient ways. Would I invest more on Google, where things are, so how Alexa is there?
Google Home, basically. Google Home is the
product. So I would say that would I invest more? Would I invest more on the AI platform and ML platform? Yes, definitely I would do that. Would I invest more on solutions in food, in content, in quality, in all of that? In creating solutions, yes. Would I keep on making this content more premium? Yes, I would continue with
you've not started producing for OTTs as yet. You also are a producer.
No, we do.
Okay, so tell us more.
Yeah, so we do that. But see, my point is that now more and more content that we do, we don't share the IP.
Okay. No, but you can also, that's a business model too. You can start sharing some IP. No harm. That's revenue. I mean, if
that's right. I understand.
15 likes an episode, 30 likes an episode. As compared to traditional television, food is barely, food is what, 15 likes an episode? A good premium episode.
Yeah, under that. So I would say that we've done that. we have done shows, but we are not only restricting to this. There are things we don't even talk about. So Audible, Amazon
Yes.
Audible just launched.
Oh,
We are the
yeah.
premium partner on that. Okay, we are working on 360. When I say this, it's a model where content we say, okay, there is a world that people have been used to, but the world is changing and nobody is seeing that. So, for example, audio as a cue, people didn't realize that how big it has become. So, why do you think Mr. Narendra Modi uses Man Ki Baat? Because of its reach that it creates. So, for the last 2 years, I've been doing a show on radio, 35 channels, 1 hour show every Sunday. Okay, to create that reach. Is it revenue? Yes, of course. Same is the case whether it's Amazon Alexa, whether it's Google Home, whether it's Audible, whether it's OTT players. So we are currently creating the whole umbrella of reach, and in that we are creating dominance. So currently we have been successful in creating dominance of reach. If anything that has to be done with food, it's something that if you don't come to us, it's something which you are doing something wrong. Let's put it this way. And then,
Well, what about your creating food for the railways, creating food for especially for the government, for different outlets that they have? Is that all? Or that's over?
No. So for food, the way we are looking at it is we don't want to dig a pit every day and create opportunities for us. We want to create business models where we should only cook once, and that's when. So we are working on the IP. So whenever we launch a product, then it is something that we create a recipe that is something. If I'm creating a meal kit, I would create the
Prototype.
The heart of that. It's like Intel Pentium inside, right? The heart, and that heart that we will control, and we don't have to cook that every day. So we are looking at longer shelf life products. We are looking at the IP in that, and IP is not only the content in the products also, and that's what that's where we create our models, and that's what we have been doing more and more and more. So our range of frozen products is ready to be launched globally. India is still a little away because we think the consumption is still not there. So meal kits, we are starting, I think test marketing, they are starting, I think in 2 days time, we start that. So we are looking at that, but we are reducing our focus on cooking every day, where we have to create a business for us and cook every day. So these opportunities have always been there for us, but we say no to those opportunities.
Fantastic. So in terms of the brand value of brand Sanjeev Kapoor, somebody had pegged it at 1,000 crore some time back with all the initiatives that you have. Has it increased or has it reduced in recent times?
It means nothing to me.
The
It means nothing to me. It means nothing to me. Those are speculations. They mean nothing to me. As long as I'm excited with what I do, as long as I'm excited with new things that world cannot think, that is of biggest value to me. That's something which I can say that our focus for last 3 months, and this is before lockdown started, we said that we are looking at increasing our dominance. Now we are shifting focus to global level, because when it comes to food, I think globally there is no icon, there is no brand that has that kind of ability, relevance, or expertise. But we have that. So now we have started to look at that opportunity, which we were, what should I say? We were lazy with, and we would not be. So 3 months ago, we said, no, we'll wake up and run on the global dominance when it comes to Indian, and it's not Indian food per se. I would say that when people think of Indian food, they should think of us, whether it could be a recipe, it could be a product, it could be a skill, it could be anything. So that's the focus, and that's all through the digital mediums we are looking at, and that is why our focus on understanding that more and more, and that's why on content side we are applying more. So our team, there's a team that we have in Bangalore of 8 people, which works on the whole AI bit and machine learning, where you keep on making it more and more intelligent. And now we are integrating brands into that, and that's we've signed 2 large clients, test clients, but 2 very big brands in food we have signed. So I think we are poised well in terms of valuation. I have my needs have not changed. I still am happy with what I have. I have not trained my kids to want more. I want them to be hungry for knowledge and sharing of that knowledge, and that's my biggest value. So you can't buy Sanjeev. No.
I understand. So fantastic. That's very modest and very down to earth. Jamie Oliver, he's really grown his brand globally.
Sure.
So would you? I mean, where would you put yourself, or we would not rank yourself against him?
No, it's not that. I think there are.
Is he a role model, or are you your own role model?
Oh, no, I am my own role model, but he's done. So I think there are certain distinct advantages a couple of people have had, Jamie Oliver, Gordon Ramsay, because their reach, that TV reach, right? We are all products of TV. So that's why I never run TV as a medium down. It's just that in terms of content, it pains me not. I have a lot of respect, because we are products of TV reach of that era, and now there are digital media reach, but still global dominance is done, and both of them had the distinct advantage of English as a language. If my show was in English when I started, I probably would have also reached globally the way they did. But then today, it's so I told you that we filmed something at home. It's for a global brand. It's in US and it's in English. So it's something that's the focus that we started. But are they ahead of the game as of now? Yes, both of them are, right? Because of the language benefit that they have, and in some sense, there's a lot of learning that is there. But in terms of uniqueness of things that we have done, I can tell you that a few months ago there was a study. There are only 7 chef-based papers, case studies in Harvard. It's not on Jamie, it's not on Gordon Ramsay, but Sanjeev Kapoor has a case study in Harvard. So I think in India we are born fighters. We understand where to go. So I'm sure that they currently, I would say, are definitely ahead of me. And with full humility, I take that and I would follow whatever they do right. But there would be new things that I would be doing. I can tell you that when it comes to machine learning and AI, I'm ahead in both. You can Alexa, as a chef brand, we are global number 1. So
congratulations!
Yeah,
that's fantastic to hear.
Yeah, so in new media, that's where I say that the only way to do it is do it with smartness, and that's what I'm planning to do. But yeah,
right.
I have
so what's
lots
the split of revenues
for
the Sanjeev? What's the split of revenues for Sanjeev Kapoor, the brand Sanjeev Kapoor? There is your kitchen appliances, there's your TV product, there is your digital product, there's your audio product, there's your physical product where you dine and entertain people. So what's the split now coming down to? Is television going to become a fraction? Is it going to be 10% or 20%, and digital is going to end up being 40%? actually digital might grow a lot more because and will
Yes.
your ready products be,
So
Your,
I
you know,
would,
meal
I would
kits
say,
and-
I would say that digital will become. So we are looking at a model of course which one can subscribe to. A very interesting model that we are working on distance learning, where it's a paid program, and if that can be worked on the plans that we have, I think the digital revenues can just currently, the way they are working is I would say offshoot of TV. The way they are while they are growing, yet the way allocation is done, it's still not big money is not being spent. It's being spent often on. It's good thing is it's been increasing. It's not gone down. For our thing, I would say that in value kitchen products, appliances, cookware, and food products, that is something the numbers would be large. Then I would say that on the content side, all, whether it's TV, digital, we don't necessarily differentiate for us in business of content. How well we can monetize. It can be subscription based, it can be licensing based, it can be syndication, it can be through TV channel, it can be through digital. So we don't distinguish. Could be books, could be anything, or Alexa. We don't. So the way I would say is that in the baskets that we have, one is food business, one is content business, and one is non-food business. And obviously, the biggest basket is of the food business. But currently, as of now, I would say that the cookware and appliance is the biggest basket. Then is the content and brand Sanjeev Kapoor basket, and then food. But going forward, I see the food revenues taking over at a much faster pace.
Fantastic. So now let's get down to, we've talked tough business conversations. We've had them. You've been very frank and pretty open. Now you also support autistic, the cause of autism. Why is that?
Actually, it just happened by chance many years ago. It just happened by chance. Somebody approached me and said, "Oh, we want you to run at Mumbai Marathon." It was getting launched that year. And I said, "I can't run. I am not used to running." And they said, no, it's just a 7-kilometer run. And you have to raise some funds for autistic kids. I didn't know what autism was then. I did my research and I said, okay. They said that you'd be happy if you could raise 1 lakh rupees back then, about 15 years ago. And so you have to run and you have to do this. I said, okay. And I had never run, not even 100 meters I could run back then. And nothing. So I took that seriously, that, okay. So I started jogging. I did that. And after, there was about 2 months for prep. And I realized that I could jog for 7 kilometers. And I did that for them. And they were very happy. What I realized by doing that, I started to become fitter. And they were very happy. I said, no, don't thank me. I think I have to thank you. That for this, you gave me something. You're thinking that I have given you something. You have given me something. So it started like that. And now the whole community, so their parents, their kids, I know them all, they know me. There's a small cafe that they run. We actually employ 3 autistic kids in our company, and they have, oh my God, they come to the office themselves by train. They earlier somebody used to come and drop them and all of that. They are confident people. They earn, they cook. they could not even hold the knife. They manage. They go to their homes. They have their bank accounts. They're earning. So I'm very happy, and I have to thank my wife also that she's been taking charge of that. She pushes me if I cannot find time. She makes sure that I does. She just now corrected me that we started with kids. Actually, now it's no longer kids; they are adults because we've been doing it. So what started as a problem for kids, now they are.
That's sure. I mean, I know autistic human beings are. They're challenged in a way, but they're one of the best workers you can ever work with. They're very highly focused, very clear.
That's correct.
In that sense, they don't associate with people too much, but they're very hard workers and they're very focused. Now, coming back, you're also a vegetarian.
Yes.
That's another thing, and you also, but you can cook non-vegetarian food very well.
So let me say this. I've been always saying this. I'm a vegetarian at heart. Not that I don't eat non-vegetarian, but last few months, I would say more than 6-8 months, I have been a vegetarian. And my mom, I come from a vegetarian family, right? So because of that, influence has been more vegetarian. And a few months ago, I just thought that I'll turn vegetarian, and that's what I've been doing, and I'm very happy with it. But still, my profession is such that if I have to taste, even today I will taste. It's not that, for me, it's not a religious thing that, I'm vegetarian because I'm religious. No, it's nothing.
But it's also, as we grow older, we should eat less meats and more veggies and more...
Exactly. I enjoy it.
How old are you now? 51?
I'm 56.
56. So we probably are the same age. Fantastic. Now you... in terms of, this is the pandemic is on and, taking precautions for your vegetables when you get them home. People have been saying, keep it aside, let the virus, keep your veggies aside, don't wash them. Some people say wash it in vinegar. Some people say wash it in different, potassium permanganate or liquefied. So what is the best way to ensure that your veggies are safe for you? And because we are going to be with the pandemic, I believe, another 9 months.
Sure. So kitchen safety and hygiene is a very important subject. I'm glad we are talking about it. So fruits and vegetables, as a normal course, you should wash and scrub after you buy them. When you bring them home, before you store, wash and scrub and dry them. Don't store them when they are wet. So washing, scrubbing, and
with simple water.
Yeah, so one is simple water, but now because of all of this, so there's a very good disinfectant that's there in our kitchen, and one of the best disinfectant is baking soda.
Baking soda.
So baking soda, and one you mentioned vinegar also, but vinegar quantity actually you have to use more. Baking soda you have to use little less. So take 2 liters of water and put 1 tablespoon of baking soda. Make it solution and put your fruits and vegetables in that and scrub them, right? And then wash it with water and then dry them. And you're good to go. There are ozone cleaners that are there. Now, somebody just sent me a Corona oven. You can, this works on UV light, right? So these things you will see more and more such things will, at Wonder Chef also we will start to sell them. But prudent way is to whatever you are cooking, be it vegetables or your meats especially, cook them thoroughly, right? Don't undercook them. This is not a good time to undercook things. It's a time to cook them thoroughly, and you're happy. Don't over-engineer your life. Don't be too scared. Be careful. Wash your hands. So whenever you're going to the kitchen, when you're cooking, and the standard operating process for us, for food handlers like us, whenever we are cooking, we would wash our hands always. That's
and then the right way. This,
So that's
back of the hand, between the fingers, the fingernails, everything.
Correct. So my suggestion would be at home. So there is Indian government for food. Anyone who's in food, and I think all of us at home also are in food, right? But there is there's a organization called FSSAI. So you can go to their website, FSSAI website, And for COVID, they have a few information that's there. You can download that. There are some posters you can take printouts, your workplace, your home. You can put those posters. They're a reminder for cleaning your hands in the right way, what you can do, how to store things, So they have lots of such material. And just go to the website, and there's a lot of information, credible information for India, right? So go and anyone.
Yeah, I'm going to move on to another topic, which is this since SARS-CoV-2 is going to be with us for a while. And people say that the vaccine is a long time away. The only way out is to build your immunity. There's herd immunity and there's personal immunity. So what do you recommend since you're, there's vitamins you can take, there's food you can eat. So what kind of food can you eat to boost your immunity?
Sure. So immunity boosting, there are, balanced diet, good balanced diet is the best immunity booster, right? But there are few nutrients which boost your immunity. So for example, vitamin C is a known immunity booster. So you have foods that are rich in vitamin C. So citrus fruit, everyone knows. So lemon juice, great, gives. While it's citrus, when you have it, it works in an alkaline way, which is again good. Amla, great.
Aloe vera.
Amla.
Amla, okay.
Amla is a great source of vitamin C. Chyawanprash is made with amla, so that's a good source of vitamin C. Normally, your green vegetables, fruits, vegetables, focus on them more. State of mind is very important. Keep a good state of mind, positive state of mind. It's the greatest immunity booster. State of mind boosts immunity more than anything else, because these times can be depressing. Vitamin D is very important. Zinc, vitamin D, to increase efficacy of vitamin C. Have it with iron. Start cooking in iron cookware, right? So that's also very good. Normal general immunity, if you have to maintain, then balanced diet, which we have always heard. Junk food should be reduced. All that stays true and more relevant today. If you want, you feel that okay, my throat is itchy, you want to do that, then you can start with hot water, and that hot water you can every morning you can create this. Have a teaspoon of jeera, teaspoon of dhania seeds, little bit piece of ginger grated, few tulsi leaves, and if you can get mulatti, licorice, jeshtimat, it's also called, little bit of piece of that in 1 liter of water. Boil it for about 5-10 minutes, and then strain it, put it in a thermos flask, and keep on sipping that throughout the day. You'll get good agni in your body. Throat would be nice and moist. It'll be very good for you. So, great thing to have.
And what about foods, type of diets we should eat? You said, should we go for spicy foods, less spicy foods?
So spicy, moderation. One is moderation is the key. So not too spicy, not too...
not the shakutis of Goa, not the shakuti kind of diets.
No, actually that's a very balanced dish. If you want to cut down on a little bit of chili, you can, but otherwise it's a very balanced dish. Shakuti, well-made home shakuti is a fantastic dish, I can tell you that. But take more of turmeric, and if you add a little bit of black pepper to turmeric's goodness comes from curcumin.
Sure.
High curcumin is turmeric with high curcumin is good turmeric. But to increase efficacy of that curcumin, add a little bit of black pepper to it. That increases by 10 times. And remember that curcumin is not water soluble, so you need some fat. So in food, it's very good to add that in food. Even if you're adding that and having that with milk, have it with milk which has fat in it. Okay. Which is like normal whole milk. Don't have it with skim milk and do that, because curcumin is not water soluble, so you need to have some fat in that.
Okay. So, one last question before we go on to what we said we would attempt, that you're going to make a dish for the viewers. So, at your company, are you looking at, last question, are you looking at shedding fat? Are you looking at, cost control measures which could involve people?
So definitely that's a continuous process for us to look at costs and sometimes the reasons are external where there could be loss of revenue. So let's say we work with airlines, right? And you suddenly have no contracts. We have 70 restaurants and suddenly there's no revenue. So what do you do in such times? You have to take measures where we have to rationalize the costs, and that's an option that I normally give to the team, that let's look at it in a way that we have to lose, we don't have to lose people. We may cut the cost, but which is really sharing the load. Everyone shares the load, and rather than we say, okay, we cut this. We say that, okay, let's share the load, and that's the effort. But is that a reality? If I said no, we are not affected, that would be a lie. No, we are affected. I think all of us in most categories are affected, and we have to react to that.
Great. Now, so what are you going to attempt to make for us, for our viewers today?
Okay, so I just got some mangoes. Okay.
Oh,
Alfonso. Okay. And so I was talking to Shilpa Shetty a couple of days ago. She was sipping. I said, that looks like some mango milkshake. She said, yeah, I gave up milk many months ago. So now I am having a mango milkshake without milk. I said, wow, that sounds good. Oh. Mango milkshake. So I'm having it with almond milk. I said, yeah, but I don't have almond. But he said, no, I had, so I'm having it. So I thought that people who may want to have mango milkshake, no milk, with almond milk, but don't have almond milk, but have almond. Okay. So what I did is I had soaked some almonds in the night, took the skin away, and I'm going to put this
inside the mixer.
Yes. So this is our NutriBlend, our number one selling product of Wonder Chef. This is we call it a NutriBlend. It's a pro model that we have. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some water and add some water, and I'm going to attempt making some almond milk out of this.
So how many almonds do we put in there for how many liters?
So about 8 to 10. You don't need
for a glass of 250
so you can
ml.
actually, even 3 to 4 are okay, but if you want more rich taste, you may want to put more.
Wow, this is amazing. Wow, that's almond milk. Wow, because I pay a lot of money for that in the supermarket. You go to Godrej Nature's Basket, it's not cheap.
So there you go. There you go. There, the almond milk, right? Looks like milk, and then
you put the mangoes inside.
Sorry. Now
the
mangoes go inside, and so remember, it will not be that sweet in that sense. But then I'm not going to add any sugar,
which is essential, right? Sugar is a drug, actually.
Yeah. So yeah. But what I'm going to do is you can do it with sugar substitutes. But I'm going to add some honey. I have some nice honey from Jharkhand forest.
Excellent. Okay.
So I'm going to add this and maybe add a few cubes of ice.
Okay.
Okay. And so this is what I have: mango, almond milk, honey, and here it goes.
I wish I was there to taste it. About tons of mangoes.
All done.
Excellent. Can you taste it and tell us whether it passes muster with you? Does it pass muster with you?
This is nice and thick. This is nice and thick. Okay. And let me Let me see. Oh, it smells, of course, Alfonso mangoes.
Yeah. And who's been assisting you? Is it your better half?
Yes. So my oh.
Can we have her approve? Can we find out from her that she likes it as much as you do? Can she come on camera if you don't mind? If she's okay.
She's saying no.
Anyway, but did you like it, ma'am?
I loved it.
She loved it.
Okay,
So-
great.
So it needs a little bit more grinding because the
Grittiness of the
almond. Yeah.
Grittiness.
Yeah, correct. So one way is that you can strain it when you make the almond milk. That's one way to do it, or just do it for more time. But I don't want to take unnecessary time. It's tasty actually. It's delicious.
Fantastic.
You can't make out that it's made with almond.
Yeah, because the almond milk Tetra Pak is bloody expensive.
Yeah. So, but this is something that you can do at home, fresh.
Fantastic.
What-
So I'm
what is
going to
it?
try it definitely because
Yeah.
there are many lactose intolerant people. So I'm one of them, by the way.
Oh, is it? Okay. Yeah, because my mom, she does not have milk, so that's why I thought that it's a good idea. And and the trick is then serving it in a nice
Wine
nice glass. Yes, that's look at the consistency.
You
Wow.
are such a horrible man doing
Yes,
it in
I am.
front of me when I can't drink
I'm
it.
used to it. I do it all the time. And I say,
No,
cheers.
but when we watch you on TV, we learn so much. I mean, when we are cooking, we are checking out your recipes at home, and we've been doing it a lot these days. So I probably have contributed a few thousands and thousands of views to you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate. Yeah.
Yeah,
And
because
I
I mean,
hope that through your good offices and publications and all the reach that you have, we are able to reach the right people when it comes to TV channels, specialty channels like ours. That they should be. There should not be a level playing field. It should be.
Yeah. So in fact,
something,
next
Yeah.
week we are doing a session with the distribution platforms and the cable operators. This evening I'm doing something with Winsley from In Cable.
Yeah, so I've known Winsley for years, right? And he also, IMCL, he's there. And he says, my hands are tied. I said, Winsley, what is this, right? So I think, but no, to be fair to them, they have their own fights that are there. It's not easy for them. I think business environment, it's tough. They have to take their own calls. I
There's going to be
respect that.
further changes, by the way. Bach has come up with a new set of a new consultation paper on how to do ratings. So that's going to be causing a lot more unrest, uncertainty in the business. Be ready.
I understand that. So I understand that. So that's what I'm saying. That people like us have no voice there. Who is it controlled by? So, but which is fair. I think I understand that this is how life is, but that does not mean that we give up and say, "Oh my God."
There's one more thing. This morning, TRAI, apart from the park, they've also come up with a new policy guidelines proposal for uplinking and downlinking of channels.
Right. Okay.
That's another thing you've got to get ready for. So TRAI is getting very active, and glad that there is a watchdog who's so active. Now, let the industry work closely with him to get what they want, and hopefully the advertisers, the cable, the distribution platform owners, and work closely, and we build a healthy ecosystem. Otherwise, people like you, could go purely digital and make oodles of money out of that. And today, digital chefs are very popular all over the world. I mean, digital chefs. So you never know. So, but
yeah. True. I have a fan base which has been created without TV. I know so many people who have never watched me on TV, but they know me. I'm a big name with them. So yeah, these are real things. It's not that you have to be on TV to be known today.
Yeah, anyway. Thank you very much, Sanjeev. It's been a pleasure chatting with you. You've been pretty forthright and you've been pretty cooperative, and thank you very much. Look forward to seeing you soon, and goodbye to all the audiences on your Facebook live page and on the live pages of Indian television, Telechakra, and on Zoom. Thank you again.
Yeah, and thank you everyone who joined on Facebook. live. Thank you very much, and always a pleasure talking to Anil and because I normally am talking on subjects other than these, so it's always a pleasure that when I speak to you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.